How's it going, guys? Bring your platoon here, and welcome back to another great set of games in a World of Tanks Xbox One Edition. Despite what the timeline says, believe it or not, this is going to be 3 games. I'm going to be in the T1 Heavy, the Tier 5 American heavy tank, as the name implies of what kind of tank it is, on the USA line, or American line, whatever you want to call it. A quick rundown of this tank stats. Armor sucks. Okay? Okay. Anybody can pen you anywhere unless you're reverse side scraping, and even then, yes, you can bounce shells off your side. However, when you pop out to shoot at people, they can just pen your turret. Your all-around front armor is 100 millimeters, if that. It just goes down from there. But that sucks. Your roof is practically paper thin as far as armor goes. Artie will dick on this tank for close to full health. If you're facing a tier 7 or, well, yeah, tier 7 is the highest you can face. If you're facing a tier 7 Artie and he dicks on your roof and the shot penetrates and it's a high explosive, you're fucking dead. So that's fun. Or an AP round, depending on the alpha of the Artie. But yes, this thing also has Dick for camo, a very fragile ammo rack, as we just saw there. But that doesn't mean much considering it's a tier 5 tank. And yeah, tier 5 tanks are going to have very easy to damage modules because they are tier 5 tanks. The gun sucks ass. .43 is your accuracy. Your alpha is, what is it, 115 per shot. Your APCR rounds get 177 millimeters of penetration. Your aim time is 2.3, I think. You do fire every, like, 3 seconds, which helps a lot, and it's actually almost exactly 3 seconds. You may notice that I don't have practically any standard ammunition loaded on this tank, because when you already have to battle with the dispersion values, you don't want to add to... okay, let me reword that sentence. When you already have to deal with accuracy issues and dispersion values at long ranges, you don't want to make the shot that you just attempted to pop in an enemy bounce off. And yes, this will still happen, especially when you're at the lowest possible the lowest possible tier in the game. Tier 7s, you'll have issue penning them in the front, especially the Japanese super heavies. Or like a T-29 that's hull down, or just out in the open, really, if he's like 300 meters away. That was an awesome bounce off the jumbo side there. That was awesome. It was off the roof, which means it auto-bounced because of the severe angle, but whatever. That's cool. That's .43 dispersion for you. I would not recommend putting on cola for this tank because it can be set on fire quite easily. 20% fire chance, and the view range is ass at 330. If it's even that good. I have coated optics to help that a little bit because view range is everything in every tier of every game. And yeah, in every tier in every game in the World of Tanks game. I didn't say that right. Whatever. You don't have shit for health, so you can't trade very well, especially when dickheads are using high alpha guns like that KV-85, sorry, is. So, if you're going to trade with people, make sure you can put 2 shots into them, or make it so that you have a chance of bouncing the shot by reverse side scraping. I don't know what else to tell you. Like, he could have high rolled the bejesus out of me and killed me, or even a normal roll. I don't know what that tank hits for, but he goes out to finish me off, and I've got enough pen to kill him because I got premium loaded. Fuck it, why not? And he died. He put 2 shots into me, and my health went from full to 44 out of 66, or 666. God damn it, 660. Why is that so hard to say? You'll have a lot of games in this tank where you're doing either a lot of damage and not getting hit, or you'll have a lot of games where your teammates will beat you to all of the engagements and you'll get no damage because your alpha is shit. That's another thing when you're engaging tanks. Keep in mind you have to do a lot of damage over time instead of per shot. So that means making yourself vulnerable more often. So try to snipe from a distance despite your dispersion being absolutely horseshit. if you have to make close engagements work, always try to reverse side scrape, because regular side scraping doesn't really work for this tank, considering the odd shape of the front upper hull. It's got side plates. It's not great. Do I get to kill this guy? I don't think I do. I don't want to die by that guy. I don't know why I'm turning my turret towards him. Oh, that's right, because this is the game where I end it with a bang and the game lags, because why not? But yeah, this is going to be 3 games in the T1 Heavy, and each game plays out a little bit different, but all of them have very similar scores. And for a Tier 5 tank, 2,500 damage is phenomenal. And that is no exaggeration. I put 1 shot in, and then he's dead. Bad news? I'm also dead. But I also got 2,600 damage combined, and yes, I'm including that measly spotting damage, or whatever the hell that was. But, yeah, 2,600 damage, and a Tier 5 tank, that is, without a doubt, a very phenomenal game indeed. Doesn't matter what kind of tank you're driving. How would I make this tank work? You saw it happen. You saw it happen. You're going to lose money if you're going to try and 3-mark this tank, because honestly, if you load the standard rounds against even your own tier, you'll bounce a lot because of, again, inaccuracy, or you'll just not hit what you're aiming at because it won't pen, and you'll bounce off, because when you low roll RNG with a 110 millimeters of penetration that you get for the... Is it 110 or 125? I think it's 110 for the standard penetration for the AP rounds. But maybe I already said that. I don't know. Either way, when you minus 25 roll for penetration values out of 100, you're going to have 75 millimeters of penetration. And that is horseshit. So if I'm going to get a really bad roll for RNG, I'm going to make sure it's going to be closer to like 150 for the low end of my penetration instead of 75. Hence why I load so much premium. So that answers that question. I hope it does. This map. Either very good things will happen at D2 and you'll spot some people out in the 2 line trying to snipe at you, or you'll just see their tracers and they'll bounce off you constantly because they don't know what the fuck they're shooting at, and you can farm them, or they'll pen you every single time because they're aiming into your turret, because they're not idiots. So that's unfortunate. The entire tank is a weak spot, which sucks because it doesn't have maneuverability, it doesn't have speed, it doesn't have view range. It sucks. It really does, and it's really hard to make this thing work. But when you do get town maps, just do your best to do pop shots and just support your allies as best as you can. What's that? The enemy team's lemming training it through like the hill on Himmelsdorf. Well, do your damnedest to back up and prepare for them to engage you, because that's really all you're going to be able to do to get as much damage as you need. You don't need a lot of damage to get the 3rd mark of excellence in this tank. You need 1,300 damage on average per game to get the 3rd mark, and I've been averaging around 1,300, so, well, 1,300. I guess 1,500 or 1,600 is more accurate, but like, when you get a player like, when you have players like this M4 improved, chances are he got that tank for free or bought it because he thought it would help him play better, but yeah, doesn't work out so well for them because, well, bad is bad. Doesn't matter what tank you're in, doesn't even matter if you're in the 279E, sorry, the Object 279E, the Tier 10 Russian a premium tank, reward tank for Valor. Not Valor. What the fuck was it even for? The Winter Games. It was like an annual reward that they were doing last year. But yeah, people drive that tank and expect to do well in it, but when people shoot premium at you and you don't angle your armor correctly or go hull down, you can go fuck yourself. I don't know how that shot missed on that PZ, but I don't know how that shot missed on the Electo, so I guess everyone's just having the luck of their lives right now, except for me. But luckily for me, again, Everyone's out in the open. I got a track on that Chaffee. I'm just going to stay out in the open. I've got full health. I'm not concerned in the least bit. I get an average roll of 104 to finish off the Chaffee. T14 is going to pop out because he's super great at this game. And since I have 177 pen, I can just aim down at him, probably even with standard ammo, and pen him at least 80% of the time. But just to increase the odds, I'm going to continue to use my premium ammunition and go through him every time, even if he was completely hull down and looking down at me as much as possible. Because that thing's turret is only 110 millimeters. Or is it bigger or better than that? Let's find out. Just because I can. Full list, tier 5 heavies, America. T14, what's your armor? Ooh. Okay. Okay, so the mantlet is good, but yeah, with 177 pen, the highest amount of damage that thing has is 157, so that's pretty funny, as long as you don't aim. Yeah, even the mantlet is 140 millimeters thick, so yeah, it's a safe bet that using premium would have helped me during that engagement, but he had very little chance against me anyway, it's fine. KB1, full health. I'm sure he had a bonkers game because he clearly used some of his HP and his gun during everything there. He, of course, it did not, and he's a shit player. I don't know why he doesn't try and finish me off, but it's fine. Oh, he did kill the Artie there. Good for him. Well done, KB1. You're hiding in the back, netted you a kill and maybe 500 damage. Maybe. But, yeah, again, a similar result. I had a net loss of almost 23,000 silver there, so that sucked dick. But again, it's just something you get used to in this tank, especially if you're trying to mark it. I'm not going to advocate using a lot of premium during marking, but for certain tanks, you definitely need it. Okay, you know what? I take that back. If you're an E5, if you're in an E5, a T110 E5, the tier 10 heavy tank for the American line, and you're facing German armor, load the fucking heat, because it's all you need. They can angle all they want, and doesn't really matter when you got 340 heat rounds for penetration. You go right through, and works every time, unless they actually know what they're doing. Instead of staring straight at you with their armor, then good luck with that. But yeah, majority of the time it works, especially on E100s and mouses, or mouse players, yeah. Anyone who drives a super heavy like it's invincible on the German line will get punished with premium ammunition, and it is absolutely hilarious when you just pen them over and over again, and you see their turret wiggling like crazy, like they're infuriated at what's happening to them at any given time. It's like, oh, I was at full HP, but now I'm not, and I can't pen this E5 because he's side-scraping, and I don't know where to hit him, because his hatch is hidden by debris. Oh, it's so funny. And to add insult to injury, they also have to reload for like 15 seconds for the derp gun on the E100, I believe. Or maybe it's 17 seconds. I don't remember. But, yeah. E5 dicks into super heavy armor on the German line like it's nothing. Like it's butter. As does every other tank with heat or good APCR / premium rounds. The DPM on this thing is good, but it is really the only thing good about this tank. As you could tell from the past game, or the previous games, I only had one mark, but now I have the second mark in this showcasing game. This game is going to show you how the accuracy can fuck you over. And Artie is, of course, aiming for me because I'm out in the open and kind of really exposed here. I'm going to take my time, and I'm going to only hit targets or aim for targets that are either directly aiming for me or just I feel I can engage without getting hurt. So I'm going to try and blind shoot that fellow T1 heavy in the back there, but not before I realize this PZ54 is out in the open. Always take your first shot. This thing's aim time isn't nearly as bad as it seems on paper. If you're going to hit, you're going to hit. If you're not, you're not. But I'm aiming down at this guy. He just isn't moving, and my accuracy is ass. So every time I take a pop shot at him, I chance hitting the rock or bouncing off his side. And that was almost a bad thing that he got away. Because if he made his way and encircled me, I still would have been fine from the medium down there. But I just assume my teammates suck, and they're going to die. So, good thing I finished him off. I'm tempted to help this PZ-54, but he just gets himself killed. I get to finish off the KV-1. Now it's a 2v1. I need to make my DPM, every shot count as much as possible. That's not how you damage tanks, Justin. I track him. I was not really aiming for his track. That's just what ended up happening. But then I retrack him, and somebody else hits him from behind because they're sniping, and down he goes. Because I had support, I didn't lose nearly as much health there, and I'm not sure if he was sporting the derp gun, but if he was and he penned, I would be very close. Oh no, he's not. He doesn't have the derp gun on. That's good. Churchill 5, or Churchill 5, Jesus Christ. Churchill 3. He can fire faster than me, but his turret has shit armor just like mine does. So I use my DPM, I go in and out of cover, and I had support, so again, my victory was kind of assured there. He could have floored it towards me, and I would be dead right now, because his DPM would have just nuked me, and it wouldn't matter what I did to my armor, because it would pierce me no matter what. I get a critical hit on the T1 Heavy back there, presumably, and I just keep firing, because I think he's an idiot, but he's a special kind of stupid. He just floors it out in the middle, because he thinks he can get away with it, I guess. I bounce off him, because that's dispersion values for you, or an RNG, and he goes behind the building, thinking he's safe. And then, what's he going to do next, folks? He is going to go out again. Okay. I don't quite understand what your mentality is, T1 Heavy, but you're probably just frustrated that your team let you down, or something. You probably didn't help yourself much there, but whatever. This T-82 HMC is aiming for me. There's no doubt in my mind that he's aiming for me. Of course, my kill shot doesn't fucking hit him. And then I kind of nudged my little friend here a little bit. That was kind of dickish of me to not kind of deviate my path, but it's fine. I don't get the kill on the M4 improved either, but it's fine because in this game I netted myself a little bit over 2,600 damage combined. A lot of it being base damage. This tank is terrible, but it could be worse. I lost 42,500 or 42,500 silver there, and now I'm on 91% of the mark. I went up 2 marks in 2 days, so that's pretty funny. But I just want to get this one done because it is the last tank I need to do in the American line as far as heavy tanks go, and then I've completed from tier 5 to tier 10, and I'm just so stoked on getting it done. Hope you guys enjoyed the gameplays. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.